you look back at the video when Dr. Phillips was explaining about the bank fees, you saw that he turned to the person. I think it was some PS at the time to get some clarification. So nothing is wrong when the minister
No,
went to
you know
ask
what? I totally agree
the
with that.
technical.
Where's the huge
Hmm?
financial where's the huge
Jesus keep me near the cross.
Hold on, let me not hear.
Oh,
Him say
why?
Wesley use sit down beside Mr. Phillips.
What not turn on
Somebody,
the camera?
yeah, I can't see him belly look out for me.
And that means I don't know who
Be
are fooling me
careful.
You
now.
know, I can't see him got to look out for me. No, okay. So listen, guys. You know, I watch the video. I watch all of them. I watch the thing in Parliament, and you know, I see where Favor get ganged upon by ISAT and Concourse Brethren. You know, Damien Crawford. I just think the way they done it, they see that she is not she's not the person who gonna be out there loading up the thing when she answering question. Yes, she took her time to answer questions. She consult with her people. My only fault with that, and I hear, I understand what you know, whoever choose not to comment on it. I understand that. My only concern with that is the PS them. You know, that lady and the man, they come. My personal view is I think them let her down in a sense where they didn't seem to be prepared as they should have been when the question was asked. She keep on have to be diving to them, and they keep on checking through paper, checking through.
But blocking,
And
that is the role of the PS though.
she answered some
I have to
question.
defend permanent secretaries because
Blocking.
I have family members who are permanent secretaries. That is the role
Blocking.
of the permanent secretary to check
Blocking.
and
But I'm
double
not
check
saying that's not their
the
role.
information.
Sorry, Munchie. Are you calling me Munchie?
Yes. Did you watch when Faval and the minister, when Faval was being questioned about the Ministry of Education with she and that permanent secretary?
I watch a part of it, yes. I also watch when Damien Crawford was questioning
You see the
the permanent
difference? You see the
secretary.
difference with Cassandra and Faval
Yes.
as opposed to Faval and the financial secretary?
Thank you very much, Munchie. Thank you.
Cassandra work with Faval. As soon
Thank
as
you,
they
Munchie.
ask a question, she find it in the paperwork and show her what to read from.
Thank you, Munchie. That is what I'm talking about.
That PNP financial secretary woman who work at the Ministry of Finance, she was deliberately
And I think until Matthew
and
answered it.
sabotaging Faval for Faval to look incompetent. That's why I'm telling you, no comment because I don't want to get me eating because she a PNP in a blocking. I don't know if you watch the PAAC when Bunting keep him first PAAC meeting. I mean, ever pay attention in a Philippine. When Bunting come and Bunting invited them, and when Bunting see her, Bunting greet her warmly. Oh, Miss so and so. Oh, nice to see you. Are you okay? Both of us have been here for years. Oh, you know, we've been here for years. So you can know that she did it from Percival time. Black
Yes.
So the whole of them up on Ministry of Finance are PNP. And me know as a favor supposed to know that. So you can't rely on those. They leak things all the time to the People's National Party.
Thank
because
you very much,
the whole of the
Munchie.
Ministry of Finance is PNP.
That is what I was talking about, Matthew. So until you understand, until if you haven't watched it, Matthew, then it wasn't the fact that I am criticizing Favor.
The fact that they wasn't helping her, Matthew.
I'm just saying
she couldn't
wasn't
answer
getting
no
help.
question because she didn't know which part that the 1,000 had one more paper the answer was.
Yeah, man, she wasn't getting the help that she's supposed to
book,
get.
And every question where they pull from the middle of the book and ask her, she couldn't answer because the permanent secretary could not help her to find where the information is. Look on the difference when she and Cassandra was there. It is there for everybody to see. Every question where they ask, by the time they done the question, Cassandra find the answer within the document. and point upon them and show her what to read and show her where the answers were.
Question though, was that not when Favor just came back from overseas? She had something that was going on, and then she came back into Parliament. Was that not the case?
No, we're talking about something just happened with here.
Ah, okay.
I remember
Well,
we're talking about something just happened a few days
Just
ago.
happened last week.
If
what happened?
you
No, remember,
watch it,
no,
go and
because
watch it, man, and you will see.
yeah, because the government, because we have to change the budget because of the storm. We have to go back to the parliament to the parliament to ask to follow the paperwork
for the
in order
supplementary budget.
Supplementary budget.
If based on your analysis, such stuff also make me a bit heated because such permanent secretaries give other neutrals permanent secretaries a bad name because you're supposed to be neutral as a permanent secretary.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to be towing along any party
She
lines.
just sat there, Matthew. She just sat
Brother,
there.
it looked bad on Favor side, but
it looked bad on Favor because
everybody could see that it wasn't Favor.
Couldn't answer the question then from memory.
Yeah, man.
And the lady never lift a finger for sure Favor.
And
the permanent secretary could simply be reassigned to another ministry or simply.
Yeah, but you know, so she did a long time from PJ, from Michael Manley days. You know, you can't really move them, but I'm
well, if the prime minister was to speak to the cabinet secretary, they could definitely find a solution to.
And then Damian Crawford, it seems like it was something planned because Damian Crawford was just firing away.
Yeah, because they knew.
As soon as she answered something, and yeah, they knew Munchie. You could see that it was something that
it was a plan to attack her, Mark Blackie, because they know Favor's speech pattern and they know Favor cannot think on her feet. It is very obvious that Favor. You see, Dr. Clark wasn't only a finance minister. Dr. Clark knew finance and knew money and knew how to check and knew accounting and everything. So they couldn't pull that pan Dr. Clark because Dr. Clark can actually think on his feet and multitask. Because Favor could not do it accurately. Then deliberately set up for sabotage.
Yeah, man, they gang up on her.
Yeah, because the question when I asked Favor about the JPS license, Black King, those questions were irrelevant, you know.
And then I said, come with this question.
What was that question again?
We need if she have a permanent secretary like Cassan Trope, it would be so much better. That is how a permanent. Remember how we used to deal with Cassan at first? Remember, we never did that here. Remember we deal with Cassan at first, and then she start fix up herself and see everywhere with road and minister.
When time Favor was at the Ministry of Education, we'd have to cuss Cassan Trope and whip her into shape. I know she's perfect. So look like we need to light the the whole foot one and
you know,
say come on, chew my gun so long.
You know,
we tried with Favor, in a Blackie when Favor was the Minister of Education.
Yeah, and Troop change. For sure you see them take Favor.
And them take a set pan you see Black King.
You know, this morning, Munchie, I mentioned it this morning because I mentioned this morning to say I saw the questioning with her compared to with the other woman, and when they were questioning her about the school, the thing in there, she knew everything. They couldn't go around her. Damon Crawford couldn't go around her.
Exactly.
She was just on everything with Damon Crawford.
Yeah. I was at the PAAC Blacking at one time. Yes. But tell her, I say, all right, you can stop talking about the principal and the whatever over here.
Yes.
Because she'd have killed them over there.
Should have killed them over there.
We want a permanent secretary like that in the Ministry of Finance to work with Favor, because Favor now get no support from the PNP them up at the Ministry of Finance.
No, they make Favor look bad. They make Favor look bad.
Deliberate. It is deliberate. Did look bad.
And you have a man sitting down there beside her as well, and he wasn't helping none at all.
None of them.
He just did there look around every minute. What him did it for?
None of them.
Was the second technocrat in the ministry
was right there.
No, 1 second. You have the permanent secretary and below this permanent secretary.
He didn't say a word, Matthew was there.
He didn't say a word.
All of them was there, Matthew. They did not show up. They did not find one page for Favor to answer one question. Not one of them.
No, but
like
if the permanent secretary is being so because listen, if how you're describing it is how it is, then the government, the prime minister has the right to speak to the cabinet secretary and to see what actions can be taken against the permanent secretary. Because either way, the cabinet secretary is the boss of, well, it's the head of the permanent secretary corps.
Right.
So the government. So if either that was intentional or if it's not intentional, it's blatant. How do you say it? It's blatant misknowing, and that shouldn't be the case for a permanent secretary. A permanent secretary should be on their feet for a lot of this information. The same way when they invite Audrey Sewell to the parliament, and she's supposed to give information to the minister. She does it. She does it perfectly, and she gives the information how she should. That is how a permanent secretary should operate, and there should be no politics in that role. Well, not the constitution, but it is very laid out that it should not be.
Yeah, I want play that.
I mean.
Oh. Yeah, it was not a good look. It was not a good look. Blackie.
It wasn't.
And I don't, labor rights don't like when we talk, because sometimes I'm busting a Blackie, because during COVID, Dr. Clark was the one who gave the country the confidence that we can make it out of COVID and we can come out better on the other side. Leadership from Dr. Clark was one of the main reasons why we got the 2020 election, because the country and the private sector felt confident with a leader, with a finance minister as Dr. Clark. And if we're not careful enough, Black King, with favor, we can't answer one question, that's not a good look for the government. I'm not saying that Table cannot do the work. I'm not saying that she's not bright on paper. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that perception is everything in Jamaica.
Yeah, but madam, give her time. Give her time because
I pet dog.
Tina, when I said something a long time ago, Tina, you can't speak in Tina. I did call you. Unless you got Tina.
And put a pet bull for that.
But it was something that was sustained, not just with Damon Crawford, because the other idiot come on and was
Newell. It was Crawford, it was Newell, it was ISAT, and it was a little piece of data. And for them, and it started with Julian. It was a plan because they knew that Fayeval is not a good communicator. So they knew it was a good time to attack Fayeval. And I am saying, you see, all right, for sure you say the PNP planning. This is the next morning, Darrell Vaz wake up and go at the press briefing and cuss them off and they did not say a word. They didn't have any questions for Darrell Vaz, The next morning, Darrell Vaz wake up and cuss them and call them some name and not a word. They didn't have for Darrell Vaz. But then plan for Fayeval.
Yeah,
it is a plan.
Plan for her, man. It was a plan thing.
It's a plan.
I think it's wrong the way they did it. And I was there just wondering, like, if can no one come to Fayeval? No one couldn't raise a point of order and say, boy, Damon Crawford, you overstepping your thing, asking too much question. That's not your line of questioning.
Because you cannot raise a point of order, Blackie, because the Minister of Finance is the number one, is the keeper of the Jamaican people money, and she must be able to answer how our money is being spent.
But yeah, man, but I hear that. But Damon Crawford, for me, I think that those questions should be coming from
Blackie. You know, see how Kevin Bird and Ado Keir Starmer.
Of course.
So what about now come to for them? You know, see Kevin Bird and sit down in the Chancellor neck last month. She went viral on YouTube. And nobody came to the Chancellor help. So nobody with it. You pick and choose. You're hypocrite labor right now.
No, it wasn't that, because put it this way, I'm not a Kemi fan, I'm gonna vote for her though, but I'm not a Kemi fan. But I'm gonna vote for her.
You sit down in the Chancellor neck.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The budget thing where the pan she ripped the budget apart.
Yeah, man, she did.
Every single week when Prime Minister question time, She beat Keir Starmer. She have a
Right,
whip round
so.
Keir Starmer back here now.
Black King is
It's all-
Kemi the one in charge of your constituency or the one running for your constituency?
For my constituency?
Constituency. Is she the one running for your
No.
Then all you
She's
got
the
vote for her.
opposition. Because then
She's
I vote for
opposition leader.
when me vote for conservative, she make a vote.
Yeah, because
Oh,
first past the
okay.
post them have. Like we.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
Did Black King
Okay.
say consequence a while ago?
Yeah, Durval teach him.
Consequency. Mr. Consequency,
tell
never
him the
said a
word.
consequency. Well,
You
don't
did
worry about
actually.
you.
You did actually, but me just never.
And Durval
me just-
teach him the word.
Yeah,
DV.
but me just never really
Okay.
say nothing about
All
it.
right. It's constituency. We are talking about.
Yeah. So
Nah,
there's
Munchie.
nobody to come to favor there's nobody to come to favor aid
Nah,
Black
man, no
King.
one didn't come
What
to
we
help.
want
Bloody
favor
hell,
to
man.
do?
Me not look for somebody throwing the towel or something.
No,
Hey,
there's
No,
no
but
help
give
coming.
give
No
favor
help.
some time. Give favor
Oh, no.
some time. She just
Oh, no,
she just
I'm not
switched
lying, though.
ministries. She
Oh,
just
no,
switched
let me ask
ministries
you a
during a
question,
large disaster.
Oh,
Give
no,
her a
see the-
chance.
oh, no, see
Let me
look
ask you a
on-
question. Munchie,
Wanna see the look on the
one on the
hospital
Black King.
face?
One on the Black King.
Yeah.
And this is for everybody on the panel. In fairness, do you think that she had gotten a proper, or how should I put it, enough time to properly answer the question? And did you think that she melted under the pressure?
No, I don't think she melted. I don't think she melted. I just think you know, the
I want to hear everybody's perspective on it.
yeah, man. For me, I'm just saying. For me, that's why I say I don't think that she melted. I think the help that she should have got, she didn't get that help. So it come across as if you know, at that moment it was a bit of incompetent on our side, but she just didn't get the help that she should have get. And the permanent secretary was the one who should be providing those information, and she was derelict in that. So I don't think they should be reflecting too much on her. Yes, she was the mouthpiece. She was the one who get the question and should have answered, but she couldn't adequately answer the question the way she should have. And some of it, I think she got a bit of freestyle on it. She got a bit of freestyle with what's his name as well, ISAT, by throwing something out
Did
there, you know, but it wasn't.
Yeah, man.
So
Good night,
that's-
everybody. I'm going to go to bed now.
Oh, the rat. That just after
All right,
7
good
o'clock
night,
with them,
Phil.
Matthew. How can I be a
No,
business? Sorry.
before you
I
go
got
to
you
bed,
across the world. Sorry,
Black
Matthew.
King. I also have a
Sorry,
flight early in the
sorry,
morning.
Matthew.
before you go to bed,
All right,
Matthew,
Matthew.
answer the question. Answer the question, Matthew. Give your input on it.
I'd have to
There you
watch the
go.
video like Black King said before I can answer any question
If
pertaining
Matthew
to
didn't
it.
watch it in a
You never
DV.
watch a video, man, Dimi.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
DV, you want me to answer the question?
Yeah,
man,
Ask
answer
it
your
again.
input
Ask
on
it
it.
again.
Ask it again, Dimi.
Do you think she got enough time to properly answer the question? And what was the other part of the question? And did you think that she melted under the pressure? But let me add one more thing to it. Did you think she got as much time to answer the question properly? And do you think, right, that there was too much questioning coming to her at one time? And did she melted under the pressure?
Yes and yes.
Really? Okay.
My answer, me say yes and yes.
You
Okay.
want to expound on it? You want to expound
All
on
right.
it?
So as it relates to the time to answer the question, there was no timer on her decks to tell her how long she can answer the question. So she had enough time, in my opinion. Melt under the pressure, yes, because I think two things. As Black King say, she wasn't getting any support from the permanent secretary, but also Fairval should set the tone of the meet. Meaning they were there to ask question about the supplementary budget. the most of the questions were about the 150 million light thing. If Favor did answer that quick and strident and good in the first place, DME, then that question will keep reoccurring. So the fact that Favor fumbled upon the question so much, the people them kept coming because Favor couldn't answer the question. Which if Favor did listen to what Darrell Vaz said when he gave his presentation in the parliament, all of the questions they want to ask, Darrell Vaz already cleared that up already. Darrell Vaz was very, very clear to me about the 150 million. The 150 million US dollar was for restoration. He did not say that that was all the money that JPS needed. He said that we are giving them the $150 million DME for restoration. Where they get the rest of money for upgrade or for buy new equipment, that had nothing to do with the government. All we gave them the money to do, DME, was to turn on back light. Restoration. If she did nip that in the bud quick and fast, then she would be caught up and down and sideways. So yes and yes, that's what I think happened, and that is my answer.
Okay. Because the reason why I asked the question, I've only seen part of it, and I haven't get the chance to really go through it. So I never bother go back over it again.
Yeah, watch your whole life.
Why? I don't know what to say.
Hey,
you always know officer, no matter what talk.
You know me, you already know him. You know me, you already have to have a god.
Ain't you want to be hypocritical?
Yeah, man, I don't want to be hypocritical about it.
Guys, I am back to the parliament. Hello.
Yeah.
What is the question at hand? Because I never get my chance.
The question is,
have you watched? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the question from Dimi is, do you think that Favor crack under the pressure from the questions from the PNP? And do you think that she got enough time to answer the question?
Okay. So she did crack under the pressure. She got enough time. As I said, the permanent secretary did support her. And also, some of the questions that they were asking was not relative to the government at hand. Like, if they want no certain things, I would direct them to go to JPS, because me just say when Darrell Vaz keep the press conference, the man at JPS, all of them questions they should be asked to him, the CEO or the man in the director at JPS, whatever. So when they talk about where JPS will get the rest of money from, JPS, the equipment, the infrastructure, that not enough to do with the government.
That's what I said to Navi.
But without
government,
she did kind of refer something back to. I tried to refer something back to Darrell.
That's how when Darrell them start helping her. That's how when Darrell them start helping her in the background.
But Uncle Blacking, you see, most of the questions with PNP ask, PNP now really asks about the restoration process. They must talk about JPS 150 million. So if anti-favor, in my opinion, if she did make it, see like how Darrell will say, this is what the government is doing. This is what is the government's plan. I think that she should have made that, because this is what the government is doing. This is what the government gave them 150 million. Oh, we even know where JP is going to do as a company to rebuild them.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
To rebuild
the restoration.
You know where I think the question come up with that she fumbled on, or she didn't get the help on, the one for projection. For projection to the beyond this financial year, for the next financial year to 2020.
But that question, she should have answered that properly, and the permanent secretary should have chimed in on that part too also, because remember say the Favor's job in the Favor is basically the overseer, Right. She in the ministry, this is her job enough to check all departments and then report back to Favor, That is her job, she run the ministry, So everything else, where everything will come, would that be where if it now come off a Favor, like anything will come, would that be final, and then from Favor for bring it to the cabinet. That is anything. Yeah. So anything with any deep rooted issues, the permanent secretary should have been very vocal about it. I don't understand why she thinks such a pretty.
Yeah, that's my point of it. To Navi, well said.
Mr. The both of them sat there. They did not give the woman not much help. Yes, the permanent secretary, I don't know why she was there flicking.
It
But
was
the man
purpose.
was just looking all over the place. What him did they look for? Him not even look good. When him pick up
All
face, him just did they look all over the flipping place.
All the one Xavier made him look like he not even did at the briefing Navi. Coming up because remember you know, before they got front of the parliament, I'm sure they had a little cabinet.
Auntie Munchie,
and look like Xavier may never
Auntie
go.
Munchie, I what do you
I
was about to say something on that, but I shut my mouth because I don't want to right so me attack them MP. But him have some word in English when me want tell him he need to move from the Ministry of Finance because Favor can't be a non-speaker and you come as a buffoon.
That me I say.
We can't have
the man could not even the man just sit down there like a police post.
Me I tell you.
I am the sit down beside her.
Of course, Xavier Main was there too, and Xavier Main couldn't find not one thing in the booklet to show Favor.
Oh, the man that sit on her right.
Is the State Minister of Finance.
Auntie Munchie,
the man that sat on her right. Him as Xavier Main.
Yes.
You didn't see him.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Favor is a non-speaker, and then you have a state minister that is not very robust and alive.
Not doing nothing. The brother didn't
I don't know what can
like
hurt the Prime Minister. Exactly. You have a person like Favor who public speaking is not our strongest suit. And then we have a person like Xavier Main when mute. It can't continue in the Ministry of Finance.
Auntie Munchie, me I tell you. You see, if it was, it could never be education. You're mad? Come like education the only ministry right now, other from Darrell Bars where people actually look alive. You can't ask you can't ask the state minister, you can't ask the parliamentary secretary, you can't ask no question with them
parliament on the line minister. We know that state minister cannot speak DP. We are saying he could not find one thing in the booklet to pine pan to
DP, we are talking about help Favor. Him said the permanent
did not say to speak, we say should help. You see, when what we're saying, DP and others, don't get it twisted, we are not done. We are saying when Favor was answering question at the Ministry of Education, blacking, Miss Cassan Troop was in a Favor ears like Favor earring. She stuck on Favor like the necklace around Favor neck.
Of course.
Everything what they ask, she in a Favor ears and a skip round and a fine page and a whisper. This is a woody. A Favor look good there, so. We are
so when I time, Favor look and Favor turn to...
Wait, Uncle Bucking. If they want actually see what we are talking about, look at the Ministry of Education. Look at how them three they work like a team.
Right.
Look out. There's no question in the book you can't. If you ask them a question, Rhoda can't answer. If you ask Rhoda a question, then like them work as a team. That is what we want. You see them come at the press conference, them come and ask them madness, or come at the Ministry of Education and come and tell them madness. Them have to stay outside and listen.
I work me there here, so I never intentionally cut off the thing.
No, but we have to see a thing low too. We have to see internet look like it's all low too.
Auntie Munchie.
Yeah.
Me not say when I eat that now nothing. Me I go off when me hear the audio of what was said.
Okay. Cause you're working, I hear it good. Okay.
No man, me I hear it good. But when me hear when say Xavier sit down there and he not say nothing.
No, we say no help. What me I say to DP?
And then somebody say,
alright, DP, if me and you and Navi depend on a team, right?
No, my project. By whisper to her.
And we know say
that is what
we know say everybody have their presentation, DP. Everybody take part of the presentation. Me, you, Navi. With their own desk. Yeah, if you see me a struggle and remember something,
yeah, man, just
like and point and show me where it there.
Just like cool challenge quiz. If I your hand first, still supposed to feet. So I agree with you on that. But me just say now the comment quickly and let me just say, because we have to be careful, because that is some of the misleading PMP them talking point to say as the ever no make sense because he never said nothing. And I'm saying no standard.
Okay,
but it don't make sense.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm saying standard order. Once the line minister is present, the state minister cannot speak. So
yes, it is important that you say that. It's true. Because we don't want the lad come with them to say we have to
That is my point. And we agree with them. And I support for them point.
You're right.
So yes, he could have been supporting her or whatever. But in terms of talking, that state minister cannot speak in parliament once the line minister is there.
True, because remember Wilmington, Hamilton was very upset when Rakim Mead spoke in the parliament.
Thank you.
You're right. So
Based
you're
on standing
correct.
order, I'm not supposed to
Yeah,
talk.
you
The
have to
line
fix it.
is
We
there.
I told Navi
Yes,
because you know
thank
the idiot don't scummer them.
Yes.
We pass and here we are said that and things that we are saying. It is important that you clear
Yeah,
that
man.
up for true. Yeah.
So in terms of the
And
team and support, but something else more I say, 'cause enough people can't admit the fact. This is when we know
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. One of the most involved minister we have is Darrell Valls. Right?
Yes.
He's a man where me want to know everything. So nobody can
Thank
set
you.
me up or whatever and thing. And if I say
Mhm.
no, me point of it, but he might represent when I represent. I mean, here Emily says something, and I agree with her. Even Dr. Clark immersed himself into the ministry.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
understand? So what we are saying is, and Emily said it again, may I repeat her. We know, say,
Yes.
especially PMP, they're not like woman. Look how they do
Yes.
Miss Vaz. She can't talk, she had done, she had this, whatever.
Right.
So what Emily say, I may agree, is where Favor should have do is burn the midnight oil and get on
Thank
top
you.
of everything. So
And go through it.
nobody could do that and set her up because we clear this is how the PMP them try to flap her.
And
They
along
plan
with
and
the
they
financial
colluded.
secretary, don't DP, along with the
Them
FinSec.
me attack. And
Yes.
she me attack. Them colluded with the opposition to say, yeah, what, make we make the government look bad. And then
Thank
come
you.
and then just a fire and because they come out as stand to them looking good. And I'm like, no, me learn this. You know, so even if you see one woman in our position where kind of weak, you don't take advantage of her.
Thank
As
you.
a man, you can't see one woman or monthing accidentally come down for her, me laugh off her and say she not
Yeah.
she good. We should have
DP,
more
Well
things to
said.
protect her.
DP, to be fair, DP, she knows that this did not gonna happen. To be fair.
So that's why I'm saying she should have immersed herself.
Yes, that's the criticism.
Burn
Yeah,
the midnight
I don't
oil.
care what
Because
the
I'm on black. You keep on saying black. Ralston, I'm on 2 weeks now. I'm Simon keep on talk about where's the minister? Where's the minister? We haven't heard the minister.
Yeah, and she knew that they were going to attack her.
Said them
You're right. You're
she should
correct.
have come more
You're
prepared.
spot on.
Yeah, to be fair, she deserves everything what she get. To be fair, because we can't.
This is good. That's when you're correct. No labor right can say you're right. You put it in a perfect context, Navi. He's correct. Miss Favor should have been more prepared because she know them I look for her for 3 weeks now. Julian I look for her, Ralston I look for her,
And
Simon I look for her. And then she
learn,
come to the thing and she did look like she never got through the booklet in
they
the
can't say certain things again because labor right them not understand themselves. No
They
matter what this,
understand.
me now make no excuse for Favor. Me now make no excuse for Favor, our permanent secretary and Xavier. Me now make no excuses for them because they know. You think said Darrell Bars would have come in a questioning and Darrell Bars now can fire answer everything. Me she can talk how she talk and stay how she stay. But right now everybody are talk about the finances. Everybody and their mother are talk about everybody, all of us everybody care about the money part and JPS and 150 million. We need to stay ahead of the narrative.
True. Exactly, you're right. Favor we done the team and we are labor and we love her everything, but it's the fact that the team felt let down. Not even Chevron couldn't find words to support Favor in the day per nation. You never watch it? Not even I don't know Chevron is one critic per nation where Chevron could not find words to support Favor because it's not that she don't know to answer all the questions. It come like
but Auntie Munchie, but from she see the drunkard them on the
committee, just realized
she should have get ready because she know the 3 drunkard they were gonna ask.
I just realized it was me alone that watched the thing and I was thinking like what am I sitting here watching? I realized it by listening to you like that. I wasn't the only one who was there just looking because I haven't listened to anyone's opinion on it, except seeing below what the people them are right, and a lot of people there was
to make example
them they was dogging her out.
Yeah, they are right. To make example, when the information minister Dana Morris Dixon, when she keep anything, you see how our parliamentary secretary and our state minister there and they can contribute to it. They can always contribute because I have seen interviews with them and they have been talking. And if one says something, Uncle Black King, if the next one I make a point in a different interview, them are bringing the question back. If you hear Kassan Troop in the media, are the same thing Kassan Troop said. That is a very organized ministry. Like everybody on the same page. You can't get them off guard. You can't get them off guard in the education ministry. None at all. So we expect that from finance.
If she get enough time to answer the question.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed.
Yes, 3 weeks. She knew, I know something sudden, in a Black King. She knew she was coming with the supplementary budget. I know nothing surprise. From the day the hurricane hit, the entire country knew that we're gonna have to go with a supplementary budget because the plans that we have through the window because with money we have to change up with things. She knew we was gonna come with it, and she knew the PNP coming to a political point.
She told them young upon her. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, with Newell, with any committee Newell depend. You better any committee Navi. Moving forward, the Jamaica Labour Party ministers know this. That any committee when Newell and Damian Crawford depend, they better come prepared. Because those two will come prepared and will make you look dunce. Because we can't say anything we want to say about them, they two there, but they're not dunce. Don't Navi. They're not dunce.
Exactly. You heard him on Noel on Sunday? You hear him answer the question then?
No, him not done. So we can't say anything we don't want to say about them. But any committee, sometimes they ask some question when make no sense, but that is their plan.
But they're showing up saying you don't even know. You don't even know to answer the question. They're playing mind games with the
exactly.
Even the
man need for packing bags and
exactly. Even I said Black King. Even I said.
Even him, I talk about, this is the place for record and this, that, and
he's
trying to hold her to it. And when she answer the question, him trying to rebut her.
Right. You say the other day, you say it about Montague, and you say it about everybody who can't have this type of complacency. Xavier, him depend notice, he need for pack and go, I'm sorry. Because we can't have this. We them see all of the PMP, them acting like we alone to take this serious.
Notice the two. When they hear the Prime Minister for come out and attack, say, he might go war for propaganda, it's because we are allowing the PNP to shape the narrative. You know, me tell you, said Darrell Vass come out the day after the Parliament, Black King. And Darrell Vass give them a proper 10 minutes cussing pan a press briefing. We don't see them back from then time, they don't come back out. From Darrell Vass fix them business, not one of them push out by their head until when the 7% increase. Philip Powell push out in head, and Philip Powell push out in head in the morning Navi, talking about JPS have questions to answer and blah blah blah. And before lunchtime, Darrell Vass shoot it off. Before lunchtime, Darrell Vass do one little video and say, what Philip Powell put in the contract, give JPS Black King, is the reason why they can give us this 7% increase. Before the day done, Darrell
exactly.
The board. So that is the difference. That's what we want from each minister. We can't have ministers sit down and allow PNP lies to fester and go all over the social media, tell be a lie and spread the propaganda. And when time for ask questions, and they don't know what them attack. So we are all accountable.
You know what, Munchie? I want thing in a Munchie. I would and Navi. I would rather all the labor right them out there be like a Munchie and a Navi. Yes, it's a labor right thing and it look bad for her, but it better we speak about it than them, than the PMP them, It better we tackle it than the PMP them because from what I've seen, it's like the labor right them don't want to touch it because it's basically a criticism
and
of a labor right.
Get ahead of the narrative. Look at the other day, Auntie Munchie, when the Prime Minister, you see how the office of the Prime Minister come out firing. You see how the first time we hear from what's his name in the office of the Prime Minister?
Which one?
The campaign director. What name, Auntie Munchie?
Abka?
You see how Abka came out firing and in defense of the Prime Minister from the office of the Prime Minister itself. That is what we need. You hear them say anything more, that argument went and went. And favor no say she depend. Them no say them have her pan the table. Them no because they've been waiting and she come and she disappoint me.
Yeah.
The other day when the Prime Minister was in the firing, he was in firing mode. Abka Fitzhenry came out and he put PMP in them place. Darrell put them in them place.
Exactly.
They not put them in them place. And now we will. This is what it was on such a good stretch, and then favor come blood.
Yeah, see last night, Navi, the president of the JTA, in go over TVJ, in go over CVM. In go observer and in go gleaner and in thing you get smooth skin and then in go over nationwide Black King. Go ask about salary increase. When Cliff Hughes done with him, he never remember when he company program for last night, Black King. When Cliff Hughes
very
done with
busy.
him, he don't remember saying the come about increments and salary. Cliff Hughes said to him, say, your school is a failure. Who's going to hold you accountable for that school? Who upon the board are going to hold you accountable? Did it from 2017 failure, 2% in a maths and less than 30% in a English.
What school that?
Out of Yalas or something.
Yeah.
Yalas I. When Cliff Hughes done with him in Navi, me say when Cliff Hughes had done the program, he might cuss, he upset. That's see if you do them. Cliff don't while him in Navi, Cliff making talk, and then Cliff start asking about in school. What are the pass rates in English? Well, 20%. What about maths? We're not doing so well in maths. So Cliff said, how long you been out there? Since 2017. Then Cliff said, that is on you. You're out there from 2017 and that school is failing. And Cliff get up and down, you see? I saw you have to do them, Navi. You can't laugh and smile up with them.
Auntie Munchie, we can't give them no leeway. And I love how the other ministries them under. You see how the other day when something came out about the environment ministry, much is silent that in a ear nothing. They not even mention that.
What is the name?
That is how you silence them. Them not nothing to say. That is exactly what I'm saying. They know. That's how we know say it's a planting with Favor. That's why Favor should have come out and die our ear that day and come for them.
Munchie, make you walk on, yeah.
Boy, you know, say I never see it, but we say like a while, you know. That was a knockout punch up where Cliff do it lick him out. You come and half for increase and you're feeling school in there run.
Yes. Come out but him a ask about increments.
I bet you shut him out.
Salary increase. Cliff say.
Let's
talk about your school that you have.
Go by performance, you're feeling.
Yeah, Cliff, so who's gonna Cliff to him now? Who's gonna hold what is your board makeup? Who's gonna hold you accountable for the failure at your school? Now we're gonna tell you the man it's paid.
They collect the money.
I come about money. Who's gonna hold you accountable for the failures at your school? And you know what?
That is a good enough punch.
Somebody pointed out something to me last night, in Navi. The JTA also talk about early childhood, and because the government now do more in early childhood, why the kids them now learn. But in Canada, Mickey, and the people them who they are foreign, at what age the kids them start school? More one of the Canadian, they don't know they are yet. At what age the fitness start school in America, Navi?
Like 4.
Start government, real school. Me not talk kindergarten, me not talk daycare, real school. When they start teach them to read that. Okay.
6.
Thank you very much. But because and that is the age when fitness start primary school in Jamaica to 6 years old. So and some of them 5
no, some of them you see if them go school from them are 5, them consider that early.
Thank you. So my point is this.
Yeah, 6, Tracy. Me no say yes. Them got 5, them consider that very early.
Thank you, Tracy. So my point is this, Tracy. The JTA narrative that because the government not pay attention to putting from them as from 0 to 6 is false. Because in America and in Canada, I know if you have my cousin's daughter got daycare until she was 6 years old, 5 years old, like in Canada, and then she start middle primary little school. So my point is this, Tracy. The narrative that the PNP are run with Black King say, if you don't start the picnic from reading and writing from 3 years old, that a lie. Because Canada picnic not start reading and writing until them are 6. America picking a start don't be a coloring and sleeping and nap time then do.
Not even over here, not picking a start do not
exactly.
Not writing.
So the narrative,
but even in China, when they're that age at 4 or 5, appear things them make them do. Them not really teach them anything. Them start teach them how to help themselves. Monastery schools, them call them a China.
Thank you. So that is how they do it. The PNP come with the JTA come. I'm gonna call Cliff about it next week. The argument with the narrative where them come with Tracy say because we not start teaching people for read and write from them a 3. That is why they not catch up a primary school. That is false. Is the level of teaching what them are getting at primary school is the problem, and it's because the teachers are not doing a good job. Them and some of the parents, them of course, and them, the teacher, them. That's why Cliff tell him last night. So you have a lot of teacher who did just collect money, and then them are a real teacher. They only go there to sell. All they do, then turn the government school in a tuck shop. Then sell lotion, then sell spray, then sell sweetie, then sell pen. All them are doing at school. I do a sell. That's it.
But Auntie Munchie, one of the main thing them in an early childhood is that anybody can open an early childhood institution. That is the problem too. Anybody can just open something.
Under Michael Manley. Michael Manley was the one who telling us if you take them, they go under one tree and go up on veranda, go up in school.
About basic school, right?
Yeah, and teach you in the nursery. Right? Michael Manley tell them that.
9-year-old part can go up in a basic school. When they can't read, you can have a basic school. You can open a basic school to do what?
Yeah. And collect money. And when the government try to regulate them, when Bruce Golden won in 2007, and the government try to regulate them, then give the government a big fight. You know how much fight Bruce and Andrew get when we tell them so they have to certify the teachers them. You know what school in my area closed down because the teacher them refuse to get certified?
Monte.
Yeah.
You see the problem with the teachers and the JTA? Thing that Siaga wants straighten it out from his time, you know, but guess what now? You see, because a large voting body, the PNP, why the thing gets you know, why the teacher them have free hands, you know. And what they Mr. them post that thing, I say but this is a serious indictment on the teacher because you know Damien Crawford posted, you know. I mean some people are jumping it. Say boy, Damien Crawford must work with some kids up at Charlemont High School. Say about teach them maths in some evening class. And them said the school get the highest pass from that. Some said listen, some said last year, some said listen. So this is a serious indictment. It must be something wrong with the teachers then because Damien Crawford can't just go in part-time. And come get the highest pass. Them have them highest
what
pass.
What did all these years?
Yeah, so it must be a serious indictment on them.
Thank you, Black King.
So when I not touch my specialty, I have to jump in, you know.
Yeah.
I taught for 10 years. That was music education. I'm still teaching. And every time I have this discussion about education, especially teachers hate me and cuss me. First and foremost, I'm learning this years ago. Portland, I come from, Titchfield, big school. The brightest set of people aren't going in the classroom. The brightest set of people becoming engineers and doctors and all of these things, right? They are the qualification to go to Titchfield sixth form. I think it's, I don't remember how much O level or A level. And a 5 CXE figure any teacher's college in Jamaica right now.
Right.
So that's part of the if me can get our holidays. Which profession get the most holidays in Jamaica?
Teachers.
Yep. Summer, Christmas, the whole work. So a lot of them too, unlike back in the days, when you see one teacher, you can know, say, yes, this person really want to do this. I know that no more. It's just a career and the easiest thing to get into. No disrespect to teachers because we need them. I mean, I say every single one of them, but majority. So them vex when me say this, say, listen, don't blame the parents like Munchie was saying. Don't blame one parents because if you have your car right now and your car got one mechanic, the mechanic will ask you a couple of questions for starting diagnostic. But you're not a mechanic. You took your car to a mechanic for him to find the damn problem and fix it.
Right.
We're not supposed to send them to school and them left grade 6. Primary school and can't read. I don't care if the parent help or not help or not. And I agree that the more the parent is involved in the child's life and development, it makes it better and easier for the teacher. However, we are sending people them to school to learn. So if them not learning, it's the teachers.
If something
is wrong with the child, the teacher supposed to be the one to pick up and say, you know what? I have 28 people in the class and me give one simple math and them never get it done or them in that struggle. What do we go? And if your child need to get diagnosed with something else, then bring it up there. But no parent not automatically assume say me pitney slow or me pitney this or me pitney that. So the school and the teachers are feeling just like I said, me think I'm me alone here. More cut it off here. With the man, sorry. Money.
The Punkos down that type about Damien Crawford are the best.
We don't want to from Pungo. Sorry, DP. We don't want from Pungo, but DP is Patan Black King.
Yeah,
the teachers in Jamaica, as Cliff Hughes tell them last night, DP, you should go listen. Cliff Hughes fixed it.
No, I mean, listen, that's why I say, me come in because I think I'm me alone hear it. When he come and talk about money, man, when Cliff ask him, say, so what are the passes? And he matter, oh, no, we're not failing.
Yeah, Cliff said they're a failure out there. And you know where Cliff Hughes not DP, but they're doing better. Cliff Hughes say depends on where you call better. Because
the school is failing.
Yeah, Cliff Hughes share me up last night, man. When I go come back. Because when you get 2% in a maths. 2% in a month, and your company go talk about you want salary increase and increments. 2% and less than 30% in a English out of Yellas High School. And you the talk about increment and salary increase.
I don't know if you pick up this to Munchie. Me Tana this morning Reddit, and me I say for sure you how unconscionable this man is. Him asks about where you forget like the anniversary and your start date, you forget that increase.
Yes. Point of order DP. You know, say a PNP put that in give them that when then they were giving them the salary increase and put that give them. And Dr. Clark tried to take it away from them and roll everything in a one. And I don't know how did JTA find a way to put it back in, you know.
But I don't have a problem with it. Me I talk about currently now, the state where we're there, you know. And we want to restart the economy and start push things. And you argue about. And this is why Munchie, again, civil servant always begs with me, because I always say this. Me grew up and know until Dr. Clark the other day. Now me hear teachers from private school and left private school, got public school because they might get more money. Before it wasn't like that. We all know that private sector always pay more than public sector back in the day, not now. Thank God to Dr. Clark.
Yes.
So me always I say, why stay in one job? The government say now get money. Why you not upskill yourself and go work for private sector and get more money say now for argue? But back when I do it too. The only for holidays them and you have your doctor in every parish where you can just write and get one sick leave all when not do your backside, they just get one go submit and government still have to pay. Whole pie teacher them then left, pile up their vacation, come America, come work, see me I make them money and me not even going to that kind of different.
But that's all, I'm a lie.
The man, when the man talk about anniversary money, so this is why civil servant always vex with me, because my thing is, even the other day with David did a go on, remember said Jamaica never have no teacher, you know. Months before they went to the online, teachers were still being paid. So when you hear them coming about them now get no money and them thing, them is a wicked because they might get them paid. Me not no brief for civil servant, because me as a fair word. They might get money every month. When you hear my argue, and let me set the record straight. When you hear civil servant about the government, this and that, increase them I talk about. Increase, not their pay, as in where they might get every month. Because
Cliff spin him down last night.
Munchie.
Yeah.
You know, listen, man, a lot of it have to do with leadership, you know. All right, you see the lady when you Cassan Troop, I think she was principal at Denby. Denby was a new secondary school, and Denby are one of the best one at top high schools, you know.
That's what Cliff said, Mickey. Cliff said leadership.
Listen,
the problem in the education system.
Munchie, you know, all right. You see, even though the man I tear down Royal Reed, when them JC old boy them take Royal Reed at JC, you know. JC was a failing school, you know. The youth them are gambling now, go class or nothing. A Royal Reed go and turn on JC, you know.
So I'm still have him respect in Jamaica. That's why I'm still have him respect. Because JC old boys have big influence in a lot of ministries.
Because Mickey
display over PMP don't like rules and nothing that is rules. So them are always come against anything that was said to make it better. Even the land thing where people are talking about now, Mrs. Smadi said yesterday, say them are talking about the government must set up things to build. Poor people said we are not going to ball and talk about the government wicked. When the government enforce some no building in some areas, no build zone and all of these things.
But we not listen to them.
When it warn on about the land grab. Because when that bunch of men never hear it, the 700 odd people get them title the other day. PMP say a land grab.
PMP don't know.
Yo. Anyways, this thing I try to chime in when we get a chance.
Yeah, man, the teaching situation in Jamaica, I think the government and the government different from the party, Navi. I think the party need to take the messaging thing to the people because a lot of people don't agree with what the teachers are going with. But because we think say more teachers is against us than with us, that is not true. Because it's not about the money, it's about accountability and leadership. And enough of the classroom teacher even can get strong support, Navi, from people within the government. They would have speak out. Look at a man like Malavri, might get him most trouble for money. And when Cliff Hughes pin him down last night and ask him a simple question, Navi, what are the pass rates in your school? He started buffer and shuffle.
Auntie Munchie, I want to touch on top of that way Mickey said. That is how we think Cassandra Troop of our name, whether we used to beat her or not. Because so she can do better. Because she's not a failing, she was never a failing teacher or a failing executive. And this is why when Dana came to the ministry, I would say she actually ready for work. You have to have some form of leadership, them take favor for clown.
Yeah, leadership matter. I agree with you. Leadership matters in every ministry, and it starts with the permanent secretary and the minister. And if the permanent secretary need to be with the other day and talk to, do it.
Look how the other day during the election, right? When Cassandra Troop came out on a firing line, said them need for talk, say a lot of teachers are come back to her and ask back for them. Yeah. Cassandra Troop break that story, you know?
Of course.
She came on the defense of the government. She said, why them not talk, say them have to come back, all of them come back to Jamaica. A Cassandra Troop said that, and the Jamaica Glean, a Cassandra Troop came out and spoke about it. And when them did the presentation, she said when them did the presentation for CSEC, yes, it was CSEC, and she said, like she just said, why you think we are so good in the languages and stuff like that? A lot of these people come back to me and tell me, say they're back in the Jamaica and send me email and this and that. So me I say, why as a nation we can't educate it enough for all the people and the technocrats in these positions for waiting everything we look on the ministry just like how we held Cassandra Troop
last night, Navi. Yep. Why can't we all the people when at the work accountable, the principal, the supervisors from the area council, those people, the board members supposed to call the principal at the end of the year and evaluate the principal. All right, you're there from 2017. Let me look. This amount of children at the school, this amount of passes, this amount of this. Nobody who is evaluating the teachers. You're not Cliff, nothing. Well, 90% of the teachers get satisfactory. Why evaluate them? The same teacher them.
Look here, but Auntie Munchie, I remember back in prep, they had people that came from the ministry that came to evaluate them. Where did that system go?
PNP mash it up.
But Navi, Munchie, when them go abroad, to teach, them have to show results, They have to show results at the end of the day. Them can't, and him couldn't be a principal abroad and have a failing school like that. You have to produce results. Teachers have to produce
money. We tired of them, Mickey. We tired of all of them PNP body there. We tired of them, and we the young people of the Jamaica Labour Party, the Andrew Holness Labour Rights. We will be the first one to come on social media, DP, and all our government and our party accountable, because
Auntie Munchie, I think
when voting time come, nobody have to call with our bed for come.
Exactly. Auntie Munchie, I think what we need to do, like specifically overall, other from the civics, we need to widen the conversation, because a lot of people are hide behind the fact that Andrew will get the blame. We need to broaden the conversation. We are talk about them. We need to know them by name and number. Say you over there said that a ministry there. Where you there when this happen? Where you get paid for? We need for broaden it, because as you said, the permanent secretary, the director, them, the ministry, them asleep.
But Munchie, if it was PNP in power and a hurricane like this, them not ask about no salary or anything like that.
I immediately wage freeze, don't Mickey.
Yeah, man. Them want to take all a cut in salary. Politics them a play.
But Favor should go meet with them in a blacking and say, look here, due to the unforeseen event, Melissa, we cannot accommodate any salary increase for the next 3 years. And don't talk.
Yeah.
That if she do. Because there's no way the teacher them can come, but they want salary increase after the country go through so much. The economy practically stands still. No money coming in. And we have
Auntie Munchie, you know what? One of the things that Jamaican people unfair, the Ministry of Education has broadened their funding when it comes down to exams, and yet still they tell me say the ministry not deserve to get results. They have broadened what they have paid for CSEC. If some people really talk truth, Auntie Munchie, the ministry goes out of their way to make sure that people see CSEC,
Julia.
And she has the
Julia.
fireplace right there, right?
Hi,
She has
Julia.
she has a
Hello, Julia.
I don't think she knows she's in the box.
I'm a mute her for now.
But Auntie Munchie, the Ministry of Education over the past 10 years has gone out of their way to make sure that Jamaican students see CSEC exam. I think the people them deserve results.
Of course, that's what Cliff telling last night, Navi. Over 70% of the budget is spent on salary in the education ministry, and we can't get no result from them. And then when we ask for accountability, then tell about they not get resources, and then not get support from parents, and then not this and then not that. We need more accountability, and if not, then if we come ask for no more money. And all of the failing schools, them like out of Yalas, them if we come ask for no money until then turn things around out there. That is what the people of Jamaica ask them for.
Munchie and Navi, do you think that in this new negotiation coming up, they should try and go for a performance-based pay for teachers?
The teachers will have none of it. Every year they talk about it. The teachers came to say we cannot give them performance-based pay because we not give everything. When you try to talk to the teachers about performance-based pay, Navi, then talk about politician. The first thing when Malavri come with last night, the teachers in Jamaica are amongst the lowest paying teachers in the Caribbean. The politicians in Jamaica are amongst the highest paying politicians in the Caribbean. But Cliff Hughes not ask him good. I would ask him, say, tell us a country where teachers get more pay than politicians. Tell us a country in the world.
Not only that, though, Munchie. Up until when they did this pay rising, the politician in Jamaica was the lowest paid politician in the Caribbean.
Yeah, but they're not business. Then in the teachers line,
Auntie Munchie.
they're better than the politicians. The politicians don't spend more money than them.
Munchie?
Yeah.
I don't think if he was would have asked the question, I would have asked, you know. Cause like Malava would have asked him, say how big is his school? And how much students attend in school?
But Auntie
Munchie, when he answer me, hold on the
oh, sorry. I think you're done.
Then I would have asked him, sir, how big is the politician constituency and how much voters he have in a constituency? And which one is more harder to control? So how if you compare school with whole constituency?
But Auntie Munchie, you notice say I'm gonna tell you something, Auntie Munchie. I'm gonna tell you, see, sometimes people have to go outside of this country to experience certain things like education and stuff like that. You see over here, so see what them wife them not get it from the state or whatever, them just fire them. Every minute somebody get fired at the education ministry. They and like Jamaica where people say they till them dead. But then the next thing
in the chat. Any teacher in the chat.
Let me say something. Let me say something here. Munchie,
just before you go, Munchie, just before you go, quick correction. Every principal in Jamaica, especially high school principal, is getting more than an MPP. So I want to get that straight.
I know we at them say so, brother. Malavi say so.
Every principal getting more money than an MP getting.
Malavi say
is getting more money.
There you go.
Some of them is getting more than 20 million a year. So them just disingenuous.
Let me say something here. Munchie. Never. All right. What happened? You have about 23,000 teachers. All right. At least 20,000 join the JTA. Now, the JTA, for union dues, they charge a certain percentage of the salary. So if the teacher them get increased, they get more. They charge, I think, at 2%, I think, all right? Now, every teacher of that over 20,000, there's no teacher that pays under $1,000 for union dues every month. So every month, the JTA union, not the credit, I'm talking about the union, the teachers union that Malawi is the president of, collects over 40 million or more dollars in union dues. They don't pay back anything. They don't really help the teachers. So that money now, share up between past president and send them on trip all over the world and all them things there. So when you see a JTA president come, every time them come, it's not about the school or performance. It's a salary. It's always about salary and so on. Because they're benefiting heavily in the end. That's what I'm saying.
And they don't care about education, Mickey. They don't care
No,
about education.
it's not about.
They don't care about performance.
No, they don't care about that.
All they care
Which one
about
I mean? All they came about is
salary increase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Auntie Munchie, but here's what. This is why I mean nobody can come tell me say some of the things that Mr. Teachers stop. Look at the schools that the ministry has invested and paid special interest. They might get better passes than some of these schools where you wonder what going on these schools. Nothing is not happening. And when you ask the principal what is going on, we need you have schools in the ministry where we're underfunded.
All right, Navi, look on a school, guys. Look on a school like St. Richard's Primary, right? That's a primary school. And St. Richard's Primary I come from, it's not like say St. Richard's Primary I get different money than Mona Primary or say New Providence Primary, Halfway Tree Primary, them primary school. All of them are basically the same type of school, the same amount of kids. And St. Richard's Primary principal made the decision to focus on education, focus on literacy, numeracy, hire one teacher specifically, Navi, for school challenge quiz and teach the children them and build up the kids them. And now St. Richard's Primary is the top primary school in Jamaica. It's nothing to do with resources. It have everything to do with leadership.
Munchie, you have one out of Portmore named Belmont Primary.
Exactly.
If you pass out there now, pass in school time, you don't know if the school is going on. You can't see no children outside. Discipline and
Auntie Munchie, you have another primary school in Kingston where it's a turnaround primary school. Them used to host children with learning disabilities and them have them regular part. We don't remember what name, but it's in Donovan Williams, St. Michael's Primary School. Look at their pass rates now. All comes back down to leadership, as you say.
Right.
That school was a turnaround special education school.
Look at a school like Windward Road. We don't have to jump off a shape now. But a couple years ago, remember nobody now sending picking out a Windward Road would be a crime and violence, Black King. Cause Windward Road is a good place, that I don't town,
Yeah, man, for real.
And at one point in time, Windward Road was on top. Rollington Town Primary, CM Weir. The school on a town where the green and white. What the name? St. Aloysius over them name.
Munchie, out of Jonathan Grant, when Uncle, I remember, I was passing the day and I saw Uncle out the road. Because I knew him good enough. I said, Uncle, boy, this is a tough place. He said, no worry, man. I'm calling by my name. And the man set up a watch. And guess what? The man turned on Jonathan Grant into one of the best high school where people in Spanish Town want to go now. They do well in exam. Leadership
is what is lacking in the education system.
Malawi is not a good leader.
Yes.
He should have some result to come show Cliff. Yeah, he should have some result to come and show Cliff if he's a good leader.
I'm not ashamed to make it because you are the head of the Plank, you are the head of the me I go make you come in now. But listen to this now, Blackie. You are the head of the JTA. You are come represent. Things say at least your school feel go and good.
Or improve. But Auntie Munchie, him not even ask the ministry for intervene. Look how other principals beg the ministry for intervene. And yes, it turnaround time.
Yeah, your time.
That's didn't think technical when Mr. Clark did take it over. It's all about leadership. Now listen to me.
Plan. Me have a friend, him know him and Mr. Clark a good friend. And him saying a boss. When Clark come out, yes, if your youth come and him even later, him just turn back, look, he say Mr. Clark now have to talk 2 times,
No, man.
This man have to talk 2 times.
One second there.
Mr. Clark going all go club, go take out his student, man.
Dirty boy Plank.
Dini, come listen to me.
Please don't mess up the program, please.
Me can walk in a t-shirt now. I bet you can walk in a t-shirt. Why don't you have
that blocking kind of order? Could you please take them?
I'll tell us a minute. We can't take a t-shirt me now.
We have been a serious
conversation. A good conversation. You come like dirty pump.
Yes. Yes, Plank is about leadership. Look at St. Diego. In the middle of a town like Spanish town, where pit water around a Spanish town and not even dark can walk on the street.
St. Diego is in one of the worst parts of St. Catherine.
Exactly.
I'm here so long listening to the great Munchie speaking.
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. You don't say a thing.
So your plan coming one come match up the program with him and plan.
I've been at the and then dirty talking the Munchie.
Nobody with it plan. Because they don't necessarily start with.
Right.
You know one of the thing with these school that we want to speak about, that is doing well now. They've got educators, and they're the rest of school. They never have teacher.
Yeah.
And back when we speak about back in idea, educator back in idea compared to what we have now as teachers. A lot of these people they leave from teachers college or they leave from university. They come into the teaching world. They don't give a crap about trying to educate the people that they're looking after. They just come in and sit in the classroom, and that's how they come and just sit down and look pretty.
Right. Well
or sit down and wait until time come to go back home. They don't care about the kids them.
They don't care.
As an educator, like you care about your kids.
But Munchie, you remember how sorry, black people, you remember how the PMP, they been us, the government, the other day, how them now do nothing for education. And you see how much passes we get? You know how much passes we get in a CHC? I see how much passes we get in a month?
Juliet, I haven't speak about friendship because even though I know friendship, I know what the pass rate is like over by friendship.
That's a friendship that I know on a John's Road.
No man, Friendship Primary at top primary school.
Friendship Primary down at John's Road, like Black King.
It is when you're going up into Fairview.
My daughter went to Friendship Primary, and then after she leave Friendship, she went to Angels Primary.
Okay.
And then she passed from there to Dintail Tech. Yeah, my daughter went to Friendship Primary.
You see a school like Papi in high school, Black King and Plank. Back in the days, Papi in high school, only bad pitney used to go there. So now, then turn things around up. There's so much pitney I left there with 8 subjects. Plus the one them want to bright pan the book, go and go do farming, or go and go do one skill, or go and go do something school like Saint Andrew Technical High School. Same thing. And we don't know what a JTA president, whoever them be, now getting at their head say. It doesn't matter what the school is or where the picnic come from. Once you have a good principal and a good leader and a good supervisor and a good person for work with the school, with the ministry, the school can turn around.
Yes.
This is what the school them need. The school need a good principal, a good principal, and a good dean of discipline.
Exactly.
A lot of school in Jamaica doing well these days because when I say since the Prime Minister come out and make it to Prime Minister, want to see what going on in St. Catherine High School?
True.
Want to see what's going on in St. Catherine High School? They're improving, not just academical wise, they're improving in sports. Every single thing that they're doing now, there's improvement in terms of what they're doing. So as you quite rightly said, all of our is doing well as well. A lot of the non-traditional high school, they're doing quite well these days.
Yeah, Black King. Remember back in the days in Munchie when we grew up, a certain school alone just upon school challenge quiz done.
Yeah, man.
You now see a Magrat, you now see a Magwak, you now see a Jonathan Grant, and just Diego, Arden, KC, and Woolmat, and all of them school there.
No, Diego back in idea plank.
Thank you very much.
I know DJ a rule challenge quiz now.
My God, go far there a couple years ago in a cool school challenge quiz. You understand?
You notice, as I said, as the on the Panther, you notice the schools, you notice what they when the schools and the parties and them. You hear the principal them talk, say we work because we want the ministry for coming, come to say something is happening here. You know, hear them come out, come cry about them, them say, we had a problem with this, I will call the ministry, I will say, here, you give with this, and we are going to show you what we'll do with it.
Right.
Most of the people that hear them and say, we want the ministry to see us, so we are come on top for highlight for to say, yes, you can spend the resources here.
Mm-hmm.
Them not complain, ever hear the principal, them are passionate about them school talk. And people them like the one around the JT, you see how the difference between them? When I talk about them, pity them, I know say them talk about money and resources.
Yes. That is all Malari and no shame because I say, we have to bring it right back to politics, Mickey. That is why we, the Labour rights, want the members of Parliament, Black King, who was not and still not, we're not going to call their name today, doing so good in their constituency to break up them folly ground black arm plank. Because in 2026, we're going to hold them accountable. We not power for 10 years now. No more excuse.
Munchie, hold on. The other day we on Black King and we were talking about it. And then firstly, so we don't call the politician name.
You can't tell me that.
No
10 years we not power more blank. We no more excuse. The 18.5 years of PNP now we are going to get played out. We not power for 10 years now. People, labor rights must be benefiting from the government in a power Black King. 10 years.
Plank,
no
listen.
more excuses.
When me Auntie Munchie attack every week, we come on here and talk. We the business, you don't know already. We the business with them ourselves.
How long we going to
I
talk
was just
about
saying it earlier,
PJ?
and I did mention Navi and Munchie compared to others, you know. They're irony about some of the school them. Some of these schools they're in permanent PMP garrison. We look at a school like a Charlie Smith and a school like a Norman Manley. They're permanently in a PMP garrison from over the years, and under these PMP people, Charlie Smith don't improve, you know. Norman Manley don't improve, you know.
Donald Quarry what have a view what the under PNP.
School there's no improvement.
Then the school there. Vauxhall down the road.
Spanish Town, comprehensive high.
Yeah, comprehensive.
Spanish Town.
Them the PNP school the way the MP don't care.
Don't care.
You're right.
Munchie, look here. You say Cliff Hughes do the correcting, and you say if other journalists did do that too. When you where I'm not supposed to work. He's supposed to go walk me out until he can show some performance.
Right.
Make him shame him. Yeah, you have to shame him. Make him go back to some work and come back before him come.
Exactly. Come about money and now go on out of your eye.
So we are collect money for
and the maths pass at 2%. And English are less than 30%, Mickey. And maths at 2%.
So what you produce, man? Figure the money.
Where you come about? If your parents plan and you are the American and send your boy to school every September morning in one class, in one spray ground, in one new uniform. And when you collect his go no. But when you collect in report no plan came, remember you fix up the boy and give boy $2,000 a day for go to school, you know. When time now principal when they call no right time to pick up report. When you go pick up boy report, I be a E and F. The boy can't get nothing new again.
No, you're mad.
Why done?
That came out of Punish Town. Remember, he let that place out of Punish Town side of bigger than Munchie. Out of supper side. That came out of somebody one tron nigga food. They were serving for the rest of school term.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why done?
Polish and shine.
You reward failure. And that is what the principal them want we to do. Reward failure.
My boy man tell me about he want kick and say boy got you. I say you must say mad. I don't pay no $2,000. No 11-year-old boy. He got school. I probably sure.
Just a minute, guys. But yes, that's for sure. You saw the PMP them put party ahead of country. You understand? Because if you see a devastation we're going through and you come out now within a couple of weeks and I talk about say the government must ride and whistle because they want very attractive money and all that.
Yes.
That's for sure. You say all these people is wicked. Then put party first and country last. And yet still look where the country going through right now. Them shouldn't even push out them head and come talk about them ready for reattraction money. That's for sure these people is wicked.
And then then if they got school, remember then they are sit down, you know. Remember for them they are sit down.
I think none of these teachers must boycott the JTA and farm a different union and get rid of JTA once and for all because they're my biggest what you call it, bureaucracy in Jamaica right now, in the education sector right now, because they're the biggest one. We need to get rid of them, and if you get rid of when somebody teach them even to boycott it and form a different union and join one different union and get rid of them out of the country completely.
I think
we have to TikTok and go farm one organization to JTA.
How many
At the labor right
JLP
teacher them need to do
associate?
it.
How many of the Jamaica associate we ever have as JTA president?
Must have one time, cause me not count Royal Reed, because Royal Reed was no JLP. Royal Reed was get the job, and then he started to advise the Prime Minister, and I saw him coming at the party. So me not count him. Me count one of the one did it before, couple years ago, then say.
You know, say that maybe surprise the PMC Royal Reed just take up, but them all of them are PNP, you know.
Don't even talk about Royal Reed, because when me bring up Royal Reed disappoint the country and disappoint the government and disappoint the Prime Minister. Me never want to get upset on Royal Reed, to be honest.
Munchie, one of them band me, you know, one of them him gone foreign, you know, speed. And him want him come on live, and I tell them before the election, and they must go. And when me lick him, you know, him block me, you know. Speed was JTA president.
There was one from Mobile Rebel Crash.
Mickey, what say you know?
Where name?
What you know what?
No man, when am I talking foolishness?
Don't answer plan here.
When am I talking foolishness plan?
What you say? When am I talking foolish? What you do?
No man, me about the foolishness plan.
Him hit him. But Auntie Munchie, you know, on a serious level, you know, say that man was such a good principal, he's such a good educator. I mean, I know where I'm to
bring him up. Me so upset with me say me so upset and disappointed in a Royal Reed to get himself mixed up in this mess. Royal Reed, if you ask me what is the biggest disappointment to me in the Jamaica Labour Party since me joining and pay attention from Bruce Golden
Raoul Reed, Munchie,
come up to Royal Reed. Them the
people understand. Auntie Munchie, we can't take him work from him, the work that he did at JC and the work that he did at the ministry.
Yeah, but when it comes to all of that overshadowed by what is going on with him now, which is a shame.
Him
because
he had
career so much possibility. Me say if Royal Reed was still at the Ministry of Education, then the JT president, first thing Royal Reed tell them, me go add it to the talk shop. Come remember them a thief, you know. I don't want government in them talk shop, cause so they make them big money, So as they hear say, the talk shop, they're not happy. Then Royal Reed said, no more selling too, because they sell everything,
And say, Auntie Munchie, him start the smooth transition with Pep. We have to give him that, Him is such a good educator, good
The next thing when Royal Reed will stop them from doing, then continue to go and fight government in a Black King. No more unauthorized fete. Like, then write up the calendar, then keep fete, then keep jeans there, then keep culture there, everything we collect money, take that off of the calendar. No more approval from the ministry to do that.
Yeah, one of the smoothest transition them ever in the education system was from Jesus to Pep, and that was orchestrated by Royal Reed.
One of the men that get charged with Royal Reed was a Nigerian man. He's a nice.
I see the next thing to Black King, where Royal Reed and them would have followed. But you see the money where they might collect now, but they might collect money fee. They collect one different name from school fee now. That would have to cut out under Royal Reed because every tricks and trade,
Yes.
Yes. The teacher them did hate Royal Reed because Royal Reed
auxiliary fee. You're talking about the auxiliary fee?
Yes, where they pretend like say
Auntie Munchie, they did afraid for talk and die. They said them glad them gone. And they keep everybody in line like an arrow.
And where all the bodies are buried.
No, because
where all the bodies are buried.
He was a JTA president,
Yes, Mickey. Where all the bodies are buried.
Raoul Reed get mixed up with the wrong people. Them.
Thank you, Black.
Can I say something, guys?
Was a disappointment.
And he get mixed up with the wrong people. Them.
Tino wants to say something, I think.
All right. Good afternoon, guys. The issue with the JTA, the principals and the teachers, the board of the JTA, there are no teachers on the board of the JTA. They are only principals. And when they are negotiating, they negotiate for themselves and for the teachers.
Repeat that. That's news to me. Repeat that.
There are no teachers, and the principals are categorized as teachers. But when they are negotiating salaries, they negotiate a separate one for themselves, the principals, and then a different package for the teachers. What the principals did was to get their deal, and then give the teachers a raw deal.
that
So-
teacher
so
was
they
in
are
there.
getting-
And don't forget the deal for the maths teachers, cause them are wicked, you know.
Yeah.
Cause them get the most money out of the ministry, you know.
Yeah, and they are not performing. You know what?
You
what
know
I
that
think-
Auntie
what I
Munchie,
blame
you
the
know, say,
government for?
it hurtful for no say the math teacher them get the most money out of the ministry. Them get a special PA, you know, and them have
And-
the
and they are
worst
not performing.
performing subject.
And you know what I blame the government for, Munchie? What the government should have done with these politicians. Yes, when they were passing the recompensation package, they should have tied certain legislation to that. That's what they should have done. Because even the permanent secretaries, the permanent secretary compensation package was raised as well, you know.
Yeah.
But no one ain't talking about that. So the government should have tied the JTA legislation, the reform that they want to do in the JTA and other organizations to that package to get it in law. That way the PNP would have voted for it.
Look here.
Because they wanted their raise up
let
pay
me
as
ask
well.
But let me ask you a question, Trivi, and I don't know if you or anybody else will answer it. What about that program that they had? Was it for maths teachers, science teachers, and English teachers that the government have?
Yeah, me tell you who get highest paid people, and the language teachers, like the French teachers, they get a separate pay. You see, the IT teachers, they get a separate pay. Maths get a separate pay. Them are the people who get the most money out of the ministry. IT, maths, and language teachers.
No man, not really, you know.
But they don't get scholarship too.
Mickey, me now ask you, is a teacher tell me that? Is the teacher tell me say them get? I didn't even know that they got separate pays.
No,
Math teachers
look
get
here.
a whole separate pay.
At your school,
You guys know that?
At your school,
I didn't know that.
At your school,
you guys,
Navy. No, look here, no man. It's a Navy school now. Them is big on performance.
Alright, you guys know that. You guys know that. You guys are aware that the principals get a compensation package based on the amount of heads in the school.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Amount of students attend the school.
We know that. Yeah.
What you think they are not interested in performance, just the population?
Man. The bigger the school, the more money they get.
Yeah,
What
and
you
they
say-
don't
what you
get
say a while ago?
paid
Yeah, me know that,
or
Dini.
incentives
The
based
school, every
on
principal don't get the same pay that they
performance.
make.
It's based on
It based on
population.
even the primary school, the bigger the school, it's like a KC principal. We have that big 2-part school there. Oh my gosh. All of the big school
That's
there,
why
the
I'm sitting
principal
on
then
now
get more
move.
money.
Him sit down and now move.
That's why I wanted.
So hold on now. So
That's
all
what I
them school
wanted.
have
Give me a second.
hold on
Give me
the
one
trip.
second because I have to
No,
go.
more ask this.
The-
More
the-
ask this
the-
trip
there's
because
one-
related
there's one
to the question, you know, Chippy. Related to the so all them school have 2 ships. Tell me how that go.
Yeah, man, principal money enough.
Yes, principal money enough. And the other thing. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna drive. So when I
But yes, Mickey,
Mickey,
maths and IT teachers and language teachers, them get a separate pay. Me not ask you. Ask any maths teacher.
In your
Ask
school.
them.
No man, in your school, in certain school they will do that, you know, but the school pays them, you know, because the school know the value of those subjects.
She's right, guys. She's right. Every school pay. Once is a maths teacher, a certain special teacher, you get.
They top up them pay.
She's right.
Yeah, but me I tell
She's
them,
right.
no,
No, man,
from
but-
the Ministry of Education themselves, even they not said it the
She
other
is
day.
right.
Maths teachers and language teachers in high schools at Jamaica, they get a separate pay. And IT teachers, they get a separate pay from all of the other teachers. What do you think the teacher them ever say? Maths, why do you think my teacher walk with them head in the sky? That's why them one thing with them always present at work. Waiting them always present at work because them I get paid, them get a different ministry look out for them more than anybody else.
That must be something recently.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but me know so the big school then get more better pay than the small school.
No man, they pay based on qualification.
The principal,
The principal.
Yes, the size. In a the new compensation team, for no go look on it, that's why they're in a different band. He's right.
You know that. All right, you know that school like stats. When you're in a volatile area, the teacher get a extra pay for that.
Yeah.
If you have to teach in an area like stats are, it depends on the area. And you know.
Yes, because teachers are risking life for God.
Yes,
when you
yes.
say stats improve. Speaking of stats,
Yeah.
until trivia come.
But Mickey, you know how I
stats turn stats around over there, you know.
Mickey,
Stats-
wait the trivia. Mickey, you know how I found out that, Mickey? It was, one day I was carrying papers to the staff room, and the teachers were talking, and the maths teacher was saying, she just explained something, and them say, you go on, cause you get a whole different pay from the ministry. The ministry only idolize Una alone. And that is how I found out that maths teachers get a different incentive than everybody else.
You never know. Trivia come back.
You know what I want. You know what I want. The maths teachers were leaving. We had a problem with maths teachers and science teachers, and they were leaving. If you used to ask to keep them.
Trivia your time.
Yeah, you know what I want. You know what I wanted Cliff Hughes to ask Mr. Malava was the population of his school and how much is he getting overhead. That's the
Sister Frank Cliff start get asking about in school, he start get agitated trivia and listen to it. His skin get off when Cliff start asking questions, Cliff don't get a chance.
That's the question I was waiting for Mr. Hughes to ask that question. Because they would you know what the teachers are supposed to do? The teachers are supposed to negotiate for themselves. Because this is being political and the teachers don't have a voice in the negotiation. It's the principals who are negotiating. And the principals are negotiating for themselves, their package, and not because one of the deal the other day there was something came out about the teachers that was pressuring them to accept a certain deal from the government. And they didn't want to do it. So I think the teachers should separate themselves from the principals and negotiate for themselves.
Trivia. Lasagna, come back next year.
Yeah, trivia.
Punkos Bena say something, but he never get a chance. I don't know if he still wants to say what Bena say. Punkos?
I don't want to contact about Damien up here because we know Damien, because Damien, Crawford, and Newell and Isaac look like they in our WhatsApp group where them plan for tear favor apart last night.
So when they want Munchie, when they want to know how much money do this for and that for, how much money they collect when I go for me?
They want to know because they wanted to know because they knew that Favor did not know. Because as DP said before, one of them person said, say, Favor look like say, and we have to be honest, blank. Favor look like say she did not go. I know it's hard to go through much page because people tell me say, oh Munchie, I want big page, 700 page or whatever. It doesn't matter how big it is. Favor like 3 weeks. 3 weeks take a little time plank and go through day by day by day.
She look like all the pitney in a class to teach us one question.